Hi KGPS students, I hope everyone's having a fantastic specialist day. Today in our visual art lessons we are going to have a talk about perspective, which we have talked about before in class, but we're going to be revisiting it this week in a different way. So perspective in art means being able to create something on a two-dimensional or 2D surface, meaning it's a flat bit of paper, and giving it a three-dimensional or 3D appearance, so making it look like it has height, width, and depth. So we start thinking about point of view. So point of view means what angle and location is the viewer seeing the scene from. So you are the viewer. Where are you looking at the scene from? We also think about height, so how high are the objects in relation to each other, and importantly, does this make sense? So remember, as things go into the background, they get smaller. As they get closer to you, the viewer, they get bigger. We've talked about that in the art room when we did our perspective artworks of the road going into the background. And we also have a think about what depth means. So depth means just that, how far does the artwork scene stretch into the distance? Remember that as items stretch further into the background, they get smaller. So the point of view could be from below looking up, and here we have a few examples of you as the viewer looking up at certain scenes. Or it could also be from above looking down. We also call this a bird's eye view because it is what a bird would see. So flying up high or up a high building or in a plane looking down from above. We also have the perspective of close up. So we can't see the entire image. We can only see a snippet. So we've zoomed in to one particular part of the image. So the eye, part of that flower, you can see it goes off the edges. We can't see the whole thing. Someone eating a gummy bear and a horse's face. We can't see the entire horse. Or from far away. So you as the viewer are looking at something from far away. There's a boat off in the distance, or there's people off in the distance. And this is something we looked at when we did our perspective roads or paths or rivers. We looked at how things get smaller as they go into the background, into the distance, if you remember those. So our task today is to create an artwork of ourselves standing from the perspective of below. So we are all going to be creating an artwork just like the ones you see in this image here. And there are 4 steps to be able to do that, which you will all be able to do. These slides will also be uploaded into the classroom, or you can pause this video as you need it. So the very first step is to get your blank piece of paper. Might need an A3 piece, or A4 will do. You might go off the edges, that's okay. Step 1 is to trace your 2 feet onto your blank paper in the bottom half of your page, so the lower half of your page. Make sure they are not too close to each other, or there won't be room for your body, so we do need to leave that gap in the middle for your body. And it is easier to trace your shoes rather than a foot or a sock. Alrighty, lovely. Step number 2 then is to add your hands. So place your hands above your feet so that your palms are overlapping where your toes would be. Remember, as you trace your hand, we are not going to draw the line that goes through your shoe, as your hand would be behind your shoe, or in this case above your shoe, away from the viewer. Okay, far away in the background. So the very bottom of your hand, if it is overlapping your shoe, would be hidden. If this is a bit tricky or confusing, you're more than welcome to just draw your hands above your shoes. You do not have to overlap them. Step number 3 is then to draw your face and your body between your hands and your feet. So in that gap that we've left in the middle, it's okay if your feet and your hands have gone off the page. That's okay. We need to make sure there is enough space for our head and our body in the middle there. And you can see, because that is far away from you, the viewer, it is going to be smaller. Okay. You can also draw your arms connecting to your hands. Remember that as your arms stretch toward your hands, they're going to get wider as they're coming towards you, the viewer. And same with your legs. So draw your legs, attaching your body to your feet. And as your legs get towards your feet, they are going to get wider rather than narrower as they are coming towards you, the viewer. And finally, step number 4, we need to colour it in. So think about including lots of colours and patterns on your shoes. Remember, the shoes are the underside of your shoe. So if you would like to, you can always turn over your shoe. There's always a pretty groovy pattern underneath your shoe, or you can create your own pattern. Think about what's going to be happening in the background. What do your hands look like? What do your clothes look like? What's your expression going to be? Have a think about filling in that space. Here are some examples of students who have done this project. So some of them haven't focused on the background. That's okay. If you don't get around to doing the background, that is just fine. But I'd like you to think about filling in those main parts. So the hands and the shoes and your body and your face. Think about your expression. Think about using pattern on your shoes. Can be absolutely anything. It can be something that expresses who you are, how you're feeling, or it can be the actual pattern that you can see underneath your shoe. All right, I hope everyone has fun with this task. It might take a while. If you do not get it done, don't stress. You can do it on the weekend. You could do it next week. You can do it on the holidays and finish it off. And I would love it. Oh, wait. I would love it if everyone could keep their artwork safe and bring it into school, and we'll add it to a remote art display. So I hope everyone has tons of fun. Keep your artwork safe. Make sure you submit a photo so I can see the amazing things you've been doing. And I hope everyone is having a good week and having a good day. Bye, guys.